bounty all the way off lane. It's ridiculously good. Javelin procs.
Roll the dice.
Yeah, it really is. The Lifestealer, you know, before you could go for the face boots and maybe early and that you still had a fair amount of damage. But since the nerfs to the face boots damage and in general the Lifestealer's damage, it's just, you don't deal anything. Look, Javelin procs hurts and everything else does not. They're going for the Isle and they can't kill him. They have a Janata already. They use all the damage. That was a really nice infestal to give him a bit of extra time. Harry PD will go down regardless. So the track kill nonetheless. And the Hawk realizing this is a bit of a dangerous play. No, Tanner coming in, cleaning up house with a nice RP, ensuring they both go down. Topson's a haster, so he's unreachable. That's still a really good turnaround by Tanner. Tanner is just threatening, and that's a really good. I mean, he's practiced this. These placements for the Aether Weapons are perfect, honestly. They're always on choke points. They're always just kind of preventing enemy movement. He's playing a really good zone out here on Void Spirit. Tanner fighting against 3. There's the RP. Only for mid 1 though.
Here's the reload.
Skewer pushes him forward. There's the reload we're talking about. Mid 1 now slowed down. He doesn't have Invis, so we need to dust him. Easy for them. Mid 1 gets brought down. At least it's a kill on, even though it's just an offlaner. And used an RP for that. And now Lelis might actually turn this into a 1-for-1. Mortimer's Kiss will make this impossible for Lelis to get out of. Goodbye, Lelis. I don't think that was the play, Lelis. Unless you can get Topson here. He's been stunned, he's been leashed, and he's been killed. Tanner just does it. The Hawk joins in again. No till the target, and no till. They don't want him to use his ultimate, so they skewer him. That's a well-played PPT. Does not get brought down. Universe as well. They're playing with slivers of HP, but it's enough. The Hawk, though, knows the battle turn is about to come out. He infests Tanner, immediately gets away. Samael still healing back up. In comes mid 1. Tanner a bit too confident, but they can kill Samael, no problem. With the help of Universe yet again, playing with fire, ends up getting burned, but in exchange, he'll get mid 1. Finally has Invis, but they have dust on him. They just choose not to go for him anymore. Why? That dust came a bit late, apparently. That was an odd... Well, this is not doing too well this game, unfortunately. Arena Blood there just to kind of annoy them further. There's no way he's getting out, though. Good attempt. He is pushing him out a fair amount, but he's going to go down. Still lane, though. They try to get a counter kill onto No-Till, and No-Till is forced to use that ultimate. With OG rotating just Saksa. Without mana, I don't know what you can do, Saksa. Scattergun Blast. Yeah, with a stick. Oh, the RP though, on to 2. Anything else to stop this Void Spirit? The damage is just not sufficient, and Fate Seek stops Magnus. There's the relocate, but a bit late. They go for mid 1. Topson decided to go for the puck instead, and the puck is going to be brought down. Universe, goodbye. Mortimer's Kiss is now turning this battlefield into hell. Impossible for NIP to do anything. They lose both their supports, and they might lose their mid laner in the process as well. Magnus get brought down with a Kinder Egg surprise inside. The Hawk will be the last victim of this engagement, turn this into a 2-part team wipe, much like the Hobbit. He doesn't have the versatility to play different styles sometimes, though, which is the problem. Like, you can be a farming offlaner, like a greedier offlaner, much like Yapsor is a greedy 4. But if your team doesn't want to play around that, you have to be able to adapt to a different playstyle as well.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a draft issue too, I think, with NIP, just because they don't really have like this centerpiece, right? They have all these relocates and
attempt with a relocate. Yes, they might be able to find Void Spirit. There's the RP, but saved by a false promise. They gotta kill Topson somehow. Instead, selling for mid 1. They have a dust for him, but it's still a mid 1 kill. Topson is gonna be able to make out of this with full HP, unscathed. They have to deal with Samael instead, but Samael has his ultimate anyway. And look at that ultimate! It destroys the Hawks, tears right through him, and heals Samael back to full. Okay, Lifestealer way too cocky here. The Hawk almost gets bursted down. Thank God for PPD, though, saving his life. And it was actually a bait. Or, we're gonna call it that.
Who's baiting who?
I think NIP was baiting OG, but there was no follow-up, so I don't really know. Maybe a skewer bait? There's still an Aegis on Troll, though, so it's very tough. It's a tall order to kill him. The Hawk going in, open wounds first, but even a Lifestealer can be out-healed by a Troll, apparently. Paladin's sword a bit too strong. Little smoke though. I saw smoke. NIP. There's their last resort, their last attempt, their Hail Mary. Will they be able to do so? Will this Hail Mary succeed?
They need like a huge RP into the fountain with Arena keeping them in there. They gotta go now though.
Oh, they missed the Spirit of Mars. And that Ancient's already half HP. I did hear the Aegis expire, I believe. Yeah, there we go. Aegis expired. Tanner just used the RP though. And they did not use it to put it to good use. The Hawk is gone. Tanner's gone too. PPD's dead, but there's no point in casting that because the GG's already called. And OG is gonna win game number 1.
USA. USA.
Is that? It's a bit of a tough one for, like, you kind of have to pump out and everything. He was actually pretty good against the Ember. You can even catch, I mean, he has an Invis rune. I'm assuming it's going to be the typical Shadow Fiend build of the BKB straight up. We've seen some go for Shadow Blade, perhaps.
Yeah, I think this game, like I said early on, he sort of needs to be the centerpiece. So it's either going to be like early BKB, it could be like a, you know, Satanic super early on too. They just want to play around him and have him walk at towers.
No tail in the top lane. I'm gonna try to catch him out. Sticky Napalm. Universe, there's an Impale. No tail, burned up, no tail! Oh, he's just barely surviving. He's gonna get the kill on PPD. He will. I mean, sure, he dies, but with that.
Probably what NIP needs to be focusing on is just getting Tanner a couple more items and then stacking it behind him and doing the same thing that OG's doing to them, but in reverse.
Exactly. You need to be able to just play your game, right? OG's playing their game all the time, and nobody's stopping them from doing this. NIP has not really gone for a counter strat particularly, but they're not able to execute as they'd like to. Mid one, okay, a target is, I mean, this is a bit risky though. Saxa has a Rolling Thunder. Topson's fighting here. They know. They're going to go for Tanner. That Tricks of Trade didn't last too long, but here comes the lasso. And stop the Omnet. Another great roll, though, by Saxa. Mid one is still going to go down, and Saxa can't do enough. As Topson tries to get the kill onto the Ricky, but a beautiful spike carpet stops him, and Ricky has Tricks of the Trade, so he gets away. The Hawk is not only brought down here. Saxa tries to guess, but he guesses incorrectly, or not fully correctly. Half points for him. They're kind of forced to OG into the play where, okay, we know what your style is, we know what you want to do, so let's, you know, we're not gonna let you use it or play it, which is the way how you counter them, I think.
I agree, and once they get this Ags onto Hawk and they have the Ags on Puck and they have Tanner with Ags as well, like this team fight is going to be disgusting.
Yep. Oh, Samael, BKB. Yeah, there's the Ags on Samael. That was still a really good play, though, by PPD, because he forced out himself to get him further away, and then he killed Topson in the backlines. There we go! Well played, NIP, bringing his back. Let us now, Requiem Souls with Aghanims. That's the perfect Requiem Souls. That's the initiation they were looking for this whole game, and Samael alone against the two main cores. Now Saxa actually joining him in as well. The Hawk will be decimated. That was... okay, much better for OG than I expected initially. Got a bit overexcited there. The Hawk could not withstand Samael's pummeling, but it was still a... The Hawk?
I guess it makes sense.
You can play around with that then. You can disjoint him as soon as he's really close to you and then force him. That's an interesting play.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I think NIP is playing quite smartly with that force mobility. You see the force staff for PPD earlier and stuff. They know that the Sven, once he commits to the Stormhammer, you're going that way. And you can play around with that. You can really force the Sven into bad situations. Okay, his initiation onto Enchantress ship that quickly. Then with a lasso, breaking the Drinkle as well. They're trying to just separate them away. Omni Knight in a really bad position. Tanner, though, has been destroyed by Samael. And just nothing can beat Samael right now. This Superman just charges right into Ricky, kills him right off. There's a BKB, though, that just got expired on Sven. And now they can actually stop him. But it's a bit too late. There's no more damage anymore. And Samael is just tearing through your lineup. Ricky does not last long enough for Samael to be...
supports constantly.
Exactly. And you have to deal with the Sven. And look, it's just Sven finds you. And that smokescreen saved him there. But that could have been a dead Ricky yet again. Topson is playing like easily. You know, Topson is just playing his game. Nothing really stopping him. Sven activated that God strength.
Topson. A little too deep here.
Yeah, that was a bit... he has an Aegis, though. But they should be able to control him regardless. They have smokescreen ready. There we go. Requiem even committed to this. Sure. Topson's dead at least. Meanwhile, Lewis is actually forcing OG to concentrate on him. And that actually gave him a bit of time. NIP, you are really good at wasting time. That's fantastic. This game's been playing wonderfully, man. No Till with the Ego Scepter saving himself, but they want to go for this Sven, really. However, the Hawk doesn't really have the damage. Someone needs to hit Samael, but he can't beat the Hawk. And they're just trying to kite him forever. Samael almost out of money. It's like cheese, so it's almost impossible to kill him. They stop Saxa for now. The rolling's done. They go for the Omnight. Mid one. Oh no, the Hawk might die again. But there we go. Finally killing off mid one, and the Hawk survives this. Now going for Saxa, the raises to finish him off as well. And it's really just Sven versus the world. But it's been enough until now. Can they control him finally? They can. With a good Impale and Tanner here. Samael is just going directly to the graveyard. NIP. Trying to give him a bit of space. He cannot dispel, unfortunately, those roots. No Manta style available. Beautiful Impale, but you have two cores down for 80 seconds, 60 seconds. That's a long time. Why do they have buyback? They were not saving for buyback? No, neither of them.
And once again, it just feels like NIP, they had this plan and they just kind of started deviating from it. They are getting dragged back into OG style of playing Dota, and it is just not working.
No. He went for the Waning Rift AoE, by the way, to push lanes quicker, which I kind of agree with. But OG doesn't care. OG just killed Universe. OG's in your base, mate. It's Lelis against the world. Lelis has been creating so much space this whole game, but what I don't know, maybe he can do it this time. Forced out for the Ghost Scepter EPD, trying to bait out Samael into that base, and there we go. Tanner's back. He has his buyback ready. But is Tanner against them? Lelis has to come back as well. Let's see what that Waning Rift does. He did go for the Waning Rift cooldown. Oh, but that Ancient is falling way too quick. Silence won't do anything. You need to, Heaven's Halberd, someone stop Samael from hitting this thing. They stop the Requiem with a Yule Scepter. Samael has a BKB, and this guarantees the win. NIP. Honestly, an amazing